Hey everyone, SARU here, and today we're going to talk about 5 PC Engine TurboGrafx games that I can always come back to. Alright, now before we get started, I need to mention that this is actually a video response to Red7. He posed the question, what are 5 games that you could always go back to? Please make sure to check out Red7's channel. It's really cool. He collects a lot of games, import, arcades, all kind of stuff. Really cool dude. Definitely check out his channel. Now for my list, I did cheat a little bit and I chose 5 PC Engine TurboGrafx games that I could always go back to because I am a PC Engine guy, and it's the console that I have the most playtime in. So I'm going to go ahead and share 5 games on the PC Engine TurboGrafx 16 that I can always go back to. The first game I'm going to talk about here is Jackie Chan, otherwise known as Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu by Hudson Soft. I originally played Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu back on the NES. It had come out a few years before the TurboGrafx 16 version, and I fell in love with it. It was one of my favorite NES games. So when this game made it out for the TurboGrafx 16, you can bet I was on that one. The game itself is super colorful. I love the pixel art in this game. The music is also something that's really good in Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu. The game itself just plays really well. I would say that it's one of the better action games for the TurboGrafx 16. Now, there were many more games that came out for the PC Engine than they did on the TurboGrafx 16. This is specifically the PC Engine version, but I did have the TurboGrafx 16 version before I got the PC Engine version. And the game is just so much fun. I can come back and play this game time and time again. I beat this one on stream like 3 or 4 times on my Twitch stream, and I have a blast playing it every time. It's an action game that I could always come back to, and I highly recommend it if you have a PC Engine or if you have a way to emulate it. Definitely check out Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu. Next game I want to talk about on my list is Parasol Stars, the story of Bubble Bobble 3. I actually think this game was Working Design's first release here in the States. I'm not for certain, but I want to say it was one of their first releases at least on the TurboGrafx 16. Now, being a Bubble Bobble game, Parasol Stars plays much like any other game of this type, where you have 2 characters, or 1 character depending if you want to play 1 player, 2 player, if you have friends. The formula is very similar to Bubble Bobble. You have projectiles that you shoot at enemies, and it puts them in a daze, and then you can pick them up and throw them. The one thing that makes it interesting is that you have these umbrellas. You can use the umbrellas to kind of glide across the stage so that you don't fall directly or straight down. You could also use the umbrellas to repel stuff, like if things are being shot at you, you can use the umbrellas to block it. Then you get all kinds of spells that you can charge up on the umbrellas. It's just a lot of fun. If you like Bubble Bobble games or any kind of Bubble Bobble clone, Parasol Stars is definitely a fun one to play. I have a blast playing this game. It's another one of these games that I can go back and play on stream and beat multiple times and have so much fun. The game itself has secret worlds, just like other Bubble Bobbles, where you have to do like certain things to get to these secret worlds, and it's just a fun game all around. Definitely recommend it if you have a means of playing this game, or if you like Bubble Bobble games in general. Alright, next game on my list is Wonder Boy 3 Monster Lair. This is the Japanese cover, which I think is infinitely cooler than the US cover, but the North American cover was the first way I experienced this game, and I absolutely love it. If you're a fan of the Wonder Boy series, you'll definitely love this one. For some reason, the North American version lost the Wonder Boy 3 name. I don't know why. I believe it's because Sega owns the name Wonder Boy, which is why the new Monster Boy game was called Monster Boy, not Wonder Boy, because of trademark reasons, or at least that's what I'm assuming. The interesting thing about Monster Lair is that the second portion of every level is a shmup stage, which is really freaking cool because you're playing a Wonder Boy game for a little bit and then you're like in these cave things and or these tunnels and you're shooting off of your little dragon friend, and it's just a really fun game. The music rocks. Definitely check it out. Now, speaking of music that rocks, Gate of Thunder for the TurboGrafx Super CD-ROM. Most people will say it's a mediocre shooter. Yeah, it might be a mediocre shooter. For me, back in 1993 or whenever, this was the ish, alright? It was just such a great soundtrack. And I don't know, just something about it keeps me coming back every single time. I can go back and play this game and just never be bored. I'll start from the beginning and play it all the way until the end. I could always come back to this one. The music is super great, which was produced by SYN Sound. Interestingly enough, is it related to Duran Duran, that old 80s band in a way. So Simon Le Bon, I think, was the guy who was the singer in Duran Duran. And he is one of the music producers for SYN Sound, hence the S in the name SYN is for Simon, and then his wife's name was Yasmin, so that's the Y in SYN. And then the person who composed the music for this, I believe, was Nick Wood, that's the N in SYN Sound. So yeah, weird kind of relation to Duran Duran, though I don't think the Simon from Duran Duran actually did any work on this game. I think it was all done by Nick Wood, but I don't know for certain. But anyway, who cares? The music rocks. You should definitely check out Gate of Thunder if you haven't already. Classic shmup fun on the TurboGrafx CD. Alright, last but certainly not least is Eastbook 1 and 2. Now, what can I say about Eastbook 1 and 2 other than that it's a fantastic action RPG on the TurboGrafx CD? I absolutely love it. This is the reason why I got a TurboGrafx CD, was Eastbook 1 and 2. Witnessing its cinematics back in 1991 was something extremely magical for me. And then hearing the music when I first played this game absolutely melted my face off. It was just an experience that was inexplicable to me. I can't put into words what I felt when I first played Eastbook 1 and 2, other than I was ecstatic and overwhelmed with emotion. It was very magical because up until this point I had only heard bleeps and blips from chiptune. Not to knock chiptune music. Chiptune music is great, but that's all I was used to up until this crazy melodic symphonic sound that came from Eastbook 1 and 2. It was just something really, really magical. And then the game itself is just great fun, and it would make me an East fan forever. definitely check out East Book 1 and 2 in this form if you can. Alright, so that was my 5 games that I could always go back to. In this case, it was my 5 PC Engine games that I could go back to. What are some of the 5 games that you guys enjoy or always go back to? Let me know down in the comments. Once again, this was a video response to Red 7's video. Definitely check him out. His link will be down in the description. And if you guys enjoyed this video and are new to the channel, please make sure to like the video and subscribe for more videos like this. Anyways, thanks everyone for checking out this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.